Welcome back to CryptosRUs. I am George. We're all George. So things are looking much better today. Much better today. And we're gaining some of that retail investor confidence back. And that's because altcoins are coming up in a big way. For example, Matic is up 100% from yesterday. This is what I've been saying. You take advantage when things are at bargain basement prices like yesterday. And a lot of you guys are definitely feeling it today, feeling good. The positivity is back. But I do think that there could be something even better. Bitcoin could have explosive move this Friday. And why do I think that? Well, I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you and talk about what else is going on today. So thanks for tuning in. As always, smash the like, subscribe to the channel. 2 streams every day, 11:30 and 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. So make sure you hit that notification bell and follow me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. All right, guys, let's do this. Oh, I do have echo. Shoot. Little echo. Should I restart? Oh, was it? I apologize. It's a little echo. It's okay. We'll get through it. I don't want to restart the stream. This is already a good stream, so I'm not restarting. So anyways, let's do this. Apologize for that little echo there. Let's change my screen. All right, here we go. So looking at Bitcoin, like I said, much better today. It was above to like 38,000, right now 37.5. So up a good 15%. But of course, let's not kid ourselves. We're not back at 60,000 yet. But this is definitely a step in the right direction, right? So hopefully next we could break above into the 40,000s and then continue forward. But this massive movement for Bitcoin, right? That could really drive us beyond 40,000 and back to even $50,000. And why do I think so? Well, let me show you this. This has been pretty accurate for the last 2 months. And I'm talking about options expiration. Now, this is the last week of May, and May have flew by. Really flew by. May has not been good so far to Bitcoin and crypto, and that's because of the last 2 weeks. But the first 2 weeks of May is not bad. But this is the last week. Remember, last week, generally, we get some volatility. Now, last month, in April, we had volatility the week before expirations. And in fact, the expirations week turned out to be good. And this month, I should say, we're seeing the same thing. You know, we saw a big dip, obviously, last week, and also carrying in this week. But this week seems like it's a recovery week. And we could see the same kind of upward movement just like in April. And this is the telling thing. Not only do we have CME futures expiration, but we also have options expiration. And options expiration is just as significant because there are billions upon billions upon billions of dollars in options right now. Every single month, there's billions upon billions. I'm talking about if you add all this up, this is over 10 billion. This is way over 10 billion of options that's waiting to expire this Friday. This Friday, approximately the 28th, so we got 4 more days to go. And guess what? There's this phenomenon that's been happening, and I'm sure someone that's in the options market can really explain why this is happening. But between the guys that are very long and very short, there is a middle ground. And if Bitcoin happens to settle at that middle ground number, both sides lose. The bears and the bulls, they both lose. And that is called the max pain price. And for this Friday, guess where it's at? It's at $50,000. So does that mean we're going to see between today and Friday, we're going to see a rally not only past 40,000, but straight back up to $50,000? There's a possibility. It's definitely possible. This has occurred for 2 months now. Last month and the month before. It may seem like this is too big of a jump to go back up to 50,000, but remember how fast we came down. Remember, we were at 55,000 and we dropped down to $30,000 within basically a week. So can Bitcoin possibly go from 30,000, or where we are 38,000, back up to 50,000 within a week? It certainly could be possible. So let's see if this is true. Let's see if this is true. And the reason why this is significant is because I mentioned about so many whales are participating, and we're talking about billions of dollars. This is not just like, 2 million, 3 million, 5 million. No, this is a lot of money. This is a lot of money. I'm going to zoom in a little bit for you guys. It gets cut off, but on top right here, it says max paying price of 50,000. You can see right here. There's a lot. There's 1.4, 1,400 calls and 3,800 puts. And then you add all this up, you could see that the calls, there's a ton at 60,000, 65, 70, 80, 90, 100, 120. But there's also a lot of puts that goes down to 25, 30, 30. These guys are in the money right now. I mean, all these guys are in the money right now. They're making a ton of money. But there seems to be some whales that doesn't want any of these guys to make money. So if Bitcoin settles at a max paying price of 50,000, everyone on the left and everyone on the right, they all get decimated and they end up with nothing. and that's the irony. That's the irony for the last 2 months, that the max paying price is exactly the price that Bitcoin settled at right at options expiration. And then afterwards, it moves either up or down. So yeah, this is the one thing I want to bring up. It may seem like it's too big of a move, but remember, we came down just as fast. And like I got done saying, retail investors, their confidence is slowly coming back. You can see the global market cap is up 28% today. That's not too shabby. And you look at the altcoins, the ones that's been decimated, the ones I've been telling you guys, if it's down 50, 60, 70%, from its top, that seems like it's a pretty good buy, right? When you have things, basically Black Friday deals going on, 70% off, that's not too shabby. So you're seeing a lot of retail investors put their money back in. Of course, we're not back to previous high yet, but this is also, one of the things I mentioned about for newcomers that's coming into the space, they want to play catch up, right? And this is a way to get caught up, because these prices, especially yesterday, were basically the same as it was back in January when the new year started. Ethereum was, what was it, down like 1,800? No, yeah, it was it was even lower than that. Yesterday it was like 2,000 or something. Binance Coin was like 280, and Doge was like 25 cents. And you had like Matic, which is, look at it, Matic is up 117%. Or Polygon, it was at like 70 cents yesterday, right? So people are coming back. It's not all the way, which means it's still a good buying opportunity. It's still good time to dollar cost average. Of course, yesterday was better. The day before was good too. But this is how you win at a game of crypto. You buy low and you sell high. And something else I've shown you guys before, that is the stable coins. The number of stable coins that's sitting on a reserve, sitting on exchanges right now as a reserve, because people cashed out. Retail was very panicky and just put everything into stable coins. You could see that it's starting to come down. It's starting to come down, but hasn't quite yet. You could see that it was about 14 billion. Now it's down to about 13 billion, right? But when this drops down, right, guess what's going to happen? There's going to be mass pumps of altcoins. So that's traditionally how it works. You can see, these times right here, big fall right here, big fall right here, right? And you can see both times, at least this is for Bitcoin. Bitcoin price went up, but altcoins went up even more significantly. So this is a good indicator to watch. If this starts falling drastically, that money is going to altcoins. Well, I know we'll all notice it, because altcoins will probably be back up to their previous levels. Now, something else that shows you that we're behind and that things are still cheap and bargain is, look at Defi Pulse. The total locked-in value dropped significantly from peak of almost $90 billion down to about 56, down to 56. So that means, guys like Maker, Aave, Compound, they put Polygon in here, Curve, Uniswap, right? Obviously, a lot of retail investors panicked, sold, and just, took out their crypto and put into stable coins. But the good thing is that there's still around 56 billion locked in, despite the volatility, which is actually a really, really good thing. This probably helped maintain the levels that we've seen over the past few days, even though the altcoins dropped so dramatically. Keep in mind, if DeFi wasn't around, okay, and you didn't have $50 billion that's locked into, pools and these dexes and everywhere else that's in DeFi, think about how much worse it would have been, right? You would have had a lot more people panic sell and convert to stable coins or USD and cashed out. So actually DeFi is actually a really, really good thing. As this goes up, it's probably going to help curb volatility as well. So, but again, just want to show you guys, this is this kind of shows you that DeFi projects are also very, very undervalued right now. All right, what else is there? Big endorsement today out of none other than Ray Dalio, and I've said that before. He's one of those guys, very well respected, has been saying cash is trash for a very long time. Very, very, very long time. He has never been pro Bitcoin, ever. He's said a lot of critical things about Bitcoin. He didn't bash it. He's just very critical about government shutting down and so forth. But I've said he's going to come around to Bitcoin. And all of a sudden, he did an interview with CoinDesk. He wasn't even asked if he owns any Bitcoin. He just blurted out that I have some Bitcoin. And he says that he rather hold Bitcoin than bonds at this point, right? Why? Because of fears of inflation. This is one of the fundamental drivers of Bitcoin, why so many big guys like Ray Dalio gets into Bitcoin. And this hasn't changed. Fears of inflation is real. It's more real now than even last year. And a lot of these guys like Ray are really, 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 really concerned about US dollar being, the global currency. The US dollar holdings value is not going to devalue itself into nothing. He's very, very concerned. So he's putting his money everywhere else besides cash. And now he owns Bitcoin. Big endorsement. Someone else that's been saying that for a long time is Robert Kiyosaki, the author of Rich Dad, Poor Dad. And he hates all the infighting, and I do too. And you know what? To quote him, I can't afford Bitcoin. Bitcoin is crashing. Good news. Now is your chance. Get educated. Buy coins that outperform Bitcoin for pennies. Stop whining and take action. He even advises people to get into altcoins, even though he doesn't quite understand altcoins. He's like, stop your whining. This is the case, right? People always complain about Bitcoin's too expensive, it's too big. But when things come down, they don't buy. People's perceived diamond hands somehow become paper hands and people just leave, right? But when things are low, that's when you're supposed to buy, right? And that's what Robert is saying. Remember, the problem is not Elon Musk or Bitcoin. The problem are the Fed, Treasury, I'm not going to say the last one, gold, silver, and Bitcoin are the solutions, right? So I agree with that. So Robert is not only a big Bitcoin bug, but also gold and silver. He made most of his money in silver, I think. That's what he said. And he's very, very heavily involved with real estate as well. All right, lastly, we have Vitalik. He's joining in on this Doge argument. I don't think he likes what's going on, but he basically wrote a lengthy paper talking about how Elon's mission to make Doge more decentralized, yet he wants it to be substantially faster, is basically impossible, because Vitalik argues that if you want more decentralization, then you need more people to spin up nodes, which would essentially slow down the network. So basically, they're counterintuitive. The two don't go hand in hand. And of course, Elon doesn't want to really get serious about it. So he replied, which is actually kind of funny, that he fears the Doge. That is, I'll admit that's kind of funny. But still, I don't like Elon. I don't like what he did, and I'll never forgive him for that. But that is kind of funny. All right, that's pretty much it. Overall, today's a good recovery day. Are we out of the woods? I can't say for certain. Okay, a lot of people have been asking me, yes, today's good, but how do you know we're not gonna go back down? There is a possibility. There is a possibility. I won't pretend that won't be a possibility, but I showed you guys there is this options expiration that is pretty darn high at 50,000 for this Friday. I do think that there's a good chance that Bitcoin tries to go up there because there will be some whales that are trying to go hit that max pain price. But regardless if it hits that or not, or goes down, whenever something goes down by 40, 50, 60%, 70%, and the fundamentals have not changed. The fundamentals, like, for example, inflation fears have not gone away, right? The reason why people love Cardano, Goguen, and Alonzo Testnet, that's still being produced and coming, right? Ethereum's EIP 1559 is still coming, which will add deflationary, deflationary features to Ethereum, right? And a whole bunch of stuff. Polkadot with their pair chains, and there's still more adoption. DeFi is still relatively used, is still very popular. See, the fundamentals of why people are involved in investing in crypto hasn't changed. Just because Elon spread some FUD, China spread some FUD, it doesn't mean that any of this changed. It doesn't explain a 70% drop, other than retail investors got scared and sold. But retail investors will come back. Bitcoin will come back. There's been plenty of periods where Bitcoin has gone through this. I've showed you guys even yesterday in my video, dispelled all the FUD out there. Just because something's the first time doesn't mean it's bad. And we have seen periods where Bitcoin goes through a rut or stuck, and it has come down substantially 40 plus percent. And this is during the bull run. Like bull run in 2017 and 13, and afterwards Bitcoin recovered. It's just that simple. You just buy low, hold low, and sell high. That's really the name of the game. All right, that's pretty much it. I'll turn to you guys for some good old Q&A. All right. Let's see. I scroll up. Let's see. Speedy Burns. Wet toilet paper hands. Okay. Okay. I don't know what that's about. Let's see what else is there. Michael asks, should I continue to smash buy BTC, ETH, Cardano, Matic? If so, which ones are in your opinion best? I mean, my message has not changed, right? When things are discounted, sure. I put out a video a few days ago about which ones I bought and which ones I'm concentrating on, and they are smart contract plays and layer 2 plays. So smart contract plays being the big dogs, Ethereum, Cardano, Polkadot, these guys. Layer 2s like Polygon and so forth. So these are the ones I'm looking at. And some of the smaller ones too. But primarily in smart contracts because they're the foundations for projects, right? For dApps, I think that's very important. The same thing with layer 2s. Right now, everyone's looking to create. Doesn't matter if it's DeFi or NFT or some kind of synthetic offering, a DEX, a swap, any other kind of derivative product options, they're all being built on top of a chain that supports smart contracts. So I think that's very important. Which projects will be new on Cardano? You got to look. There's a lot that's pending already. Look at a Cardano like roadmap or something like that. Not roadmap, like Cardano ecosystem or something. You'll see it. There's like 20 or 30 apps that's waiting already. I looked at Silo before. I wasn't very impressed. Can you analyze Phantom and its future release? Phantom actually is one of those that I do like. And I've talked about in Patreon just not too long ago. But they're like they're very much like Matic. They're not really, or Polygon. They're not really a layer 2, but they're a EVM compatible chain that has a lot of DeFi projects on top. They have their own DeFi. They have their own terminal and DeFi ecosystem, but a lot of other DeFi projects have moved. They have a very tight relationship with Yearn and Sushi because of Andre Croing, who kind of created them. So I think Phantom could be one of those lower plays. They're like a mid cap play, along with someone like Harmony that could do really well going forward. Thoughts on initial stake offerings method for token release? You know, I haven't read about that. I don't know if it's very much like Nulls' SCO, because it sounds like it. I'll have to look into that. But Nulls does it where you could stake Nulls and get the token from the projects in return. That way you don't have to sell Nulls to get it. It's a very genius way to do things. I don't know if Cardano is doing that too. It sounds like it. Maybe not. I don't know. I have to do more research. Can you turn on Roland Coin? I heard Jake Paul is going to promote it at a fight on his pants. That doesn't do anything. Hey, Litecoin was promoted in a UFC fight. It did not pump Litecoin. So just because he's wearing it doesn't mean anything. And I hate charity crypto because I don't believe the founders, any of them, intended it to actually benefit charity. They're thinking about, okay, what could we do? And I'm seeing this a lot because I get pitched by projects all the time. Like, hey, we're this project. We have a deflationary token, and we're going to donate it something to charity. Okay? See, they're adding that in to make themselves look better. They never intended it to be a charity coin. They're just adding it to make you feel like it's a better cause. But I don't believe any of them is benefiting charity. Is there a reason Luna's having more drop? Not really. Not really. Luna, I will say that it pumped up quite a bit. It did pump up to a big cap not too long ago. And since then, it has fallen to like the 5 billion, 6 billion mark. And then after a recent drop, it has dropped more. But no, I don't think there's really any reason that explains that. When are you going to interview Michael Saylor? I like to do so. I haven't reached out yet because I did, and I didn't reach out again. Because I kind of stopped interviews altogether, and to be honest, I'm a little nervous to be interviewing someone like Michael. He got so many like hyperboles and examples, and he's just saying things that's like, 10 steps ahead of me. So I don't know if I can even have a good interview with him. So. I hope Michael will show up to my Vegas conference, though. So I am hoping that he could attend and be a speaker. I don't like Shiba. Last night, people were shilling super Shiba. And no, I don't like any of these deflationary tokens that have no use case. BNB, I think, is very, very, very nice to hold, and it is pretty low. It dropped down quite a bit. I mean, it was in 600s, man. This is like half off. This is more than half off. Would you buy any coins right now if you had 600? Wait a few days to see where we're going. See, this is Slashinator. This is what I always say. You don't know where top or bottom is. No matter, despite what people say, no one knows. It's a guess. So the best way to do it is if you have $600, spread it out. Spread it out 6 ways, all right? I think today, despite the fact we are up 20, 30% for all coins, they're still down like 50 or 60 or 100% from where they were. They can't possibly down be 100% because then it'll be zero. Like 50%. So put in $100 in something that you like, and if it happens to go down again, like 20%, put in another $100, and then it goes down 30% again, put $100. But if it doesn't, it keeps going up. At least you grabbed the piece you didn't miss out. So I like spreading out buys. YOLO at the dip. Good. Good. I don't know if you guys, those of you guys in live chat, right? You guys know I was just out at Vegas. I was scoping out the place. I was going to have the conference at, which I still plan on doing despite things are lower now, but I know things will get better. I'm still going to have it. I know a lot of you guys are interested because I have close to 700 people that took the poll I put out saying that they're going to come with their spouse. So to give you guys an update, I can only have 1,000 people. So it is going to be very limited. So I'm going to say that. And I'm creating a commercial right now. So those of you guys that want to be part of it, create a video saying, I am George from Australia, UK, wherever, Sydney. And then say, we are all George. Okay, shoot a video clip of yourself, upload on YouTube, put it out unlisted, send an email to me so I can use it in my commercial. It's gonna be really cool. It's gonna be really cool for those of you guys that are interested. What else is there? I know Hollow is a small cap, but they seem to have good use. Yeah, they're still working on their new chain, but they are a smart contract play. They're a DAG, and they do have their own storage, which they sell. So I think they could be good. They were pumped up quite a bit before too. Synthetic, also one of the DeFi plays. I think they're okay. They're okay. Digibyte's future adoption I think could be good because they're a layer 2 solution, which can really broaden their horizons and really bring a lot of dApps on board. DeFi 100 I heard was a scam. I'm not sure if it is, but I don't know much about the project. Chainlink, huge news Friday. I don't know. What's the huge news? All right. I think that's pretty much it. Overall, guys, today we're all feeling a little better, right? Obviously, but this is to be expected. Things never go down as far as you think they do. Things tend to just turn around suddenly, right? So that is why panic selling is never a good idea. I know a lot of people panic sold over last week. And you know what? Panic selling just really never pays off. What pays off, in my opinion, is to have patience, stay calm, dollar cost average, buy low when you can, and hodl. It just works. A lot less stressful, and it just works over long term. It really does. It really does. And today, things are looking much better. A lot of altcoins are up significantly, which means retail investors coming back just slightly, not all the way. We're nowhere close to the top yet, but we're building upon that, right? Baby steps, and it could escalate really quickly. And I'm looking forward to this Friday because there is a big options expiration with a max pain price of 50,000, which means there could be a chance that the whales drive Bitcoin to $50,000 just to screw both the longs and the shorts, which would be really, really funny. That's the irony for you. All right, guys, that is it. Thanks for tuning in. As always, smash the like, subscribe to the channel, and tune in tonight, 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. Last few questions. Helium, I like it. High View, I appreciate that. Telcoin to become a digital asset bank. Good for Telcoin. I like Telcoin. I don't know what a bank does for them, but I do like them, and I'm glad to hear it. All right, guys, take care. Have a